Is the Babylon 5 remake reimagining at risk because fans don't want it? Welcome to SciTrek, your sci-fi TV and movie channel.
They're giving you a chance to change your mind. Ask forgiveness. Choose. Your next words will decide which way this goes. I cannot help you.
J. Michael Straczynski, the original creator of Babylon 5, well over a year ago now, told us that he was writing a pilot for the CW. Now, I've told you since that it's been a little bit on-off. Warner Brothers were not desperate to make something for the CW, but also the CW then changed hands. A company called Nexstar took over, and they decided to invest in golf and reality TV. And it seems very unlikely that Babylon 5 will still be going to the CW. But Warner Brothers are more than happy to make it for somebody else. And I told you a few months ago, actually, there were conversations with Amazon and Apple. Amazon actually do look like they're the front runners. It just depends whether this show would go on Freevee or on Prime. Now, that is an important distinction because it would be a big difference in budget. For me, though, I could completely see a new version of Babylon 5 gone on Freeview. I don't know why, it just seems to fit in my head. But anyway, that's where we're at the moment, and those conversations have been going on. But this is all on pause while the strikes are on. The executives might chat about what they want to do. They might talk to streaming services about who might want it. But nothing is getting greenlit and nothing is moving forward with JMS writing until the strikes end. Now, the writers' strikes have finished, and I am hearing that the conversations have sort of started again. But the conversations have been more, do we want to do Babylon 5 at all? Now, the reason why basically Babylon 5 got this second wind was because the original series showed on HBO, and it did really well. We then got the animated movie that actually did really well at first, but the numbers dropped off very quickly. But I am told that the initial sales numbers were at the top end of expectations, so they were very happy with them. But they've tailed off dramatically, a little bit more than the people at Warner Brothers were basically expecting. It seems that the fans bought the DVD, but then that's it. The original series of Babylon 5 is now about to get a Blu-ray release, the first time it's ever been released on Blu-ray. The expectations is that, again, the initial numbers will be very healthy, but then they'll probably tail off in a similar way. This has all been sort of a 3 or 4 year plan by HBO to sort of build up towards a new series. Now, HBO and the people at Warner Brothers, that this news of a reimagining would be wholeheartedly accepted by the fans because JMS, J. Michael Straczynski, is writing and creating. They're not bringing in someone new. So this is not going to be at risk of sort of like the Rings of Power problem, where a lot of fans think the wrong people were brought in very early on, that actually the writing isn't great and blah, blah, blah. Or how Star Trek has divided fans, with a lot of fans thinking that Alex Kurtzman doesn't really get Star Trek. He doesn't like Star Trek, it seems. So the whole thing with Star Trek at the moment is that we have a very divided fan base. Some fans love New Trek. Other fans hate it. Warner Brothers assumed they could sidestep that whole problem and sidestep being called woke by bringing in the original creator. The problem is, it hasn't worked. Now, I can tell you from comments on my channel, a lot of people will say, a reimagining of Babylon 5, I don't want it. That is going to be woke, but everyone says everything's going to be woke sometimes. So I try to ignore that to a point. There was quite a lot of religion and quite a lot of politics in Babylon 5 that some people would probably today call a bit woke. I think JMS did it so well that I think a lot of people would ignore it, but it would probably upset some people. A new version of Babylon 5 will probably do the same, and people will yell woke at it. It's amazing, though, how many people have left comments saying, oh, God, please don't do this. It'll be hot mess. It'll be woke garbage and go woke, go broke. even though JMS is signed on and even though he's going to be writing it. The problem is Warner Brothers have noticed. They've looked at how the fans have reacted to the news that this was going to happen, and they're not sure it's a good idea. Doing a sci-fi show, even a relatively low-budget sci-fi show, is going to be probably $40 to $50 million. That is a big investment still. And Warner Brothers, because they owe so much money for a start, are being very careful about what they greenlight in future. And the division within the fan base, and unfortunately a lot of sci-fi fans saying that this is going to be a woke mess, has made them nervous. Now, I've actually said to you, this has been a bit of a roller coaster ride already. I was actually told, nearly a year ago, that this wasn't going to happen. The Babylon 5 was put on the back burner. The strikes then happened. But then the animated movie did really well. They looked at the numbers for Babylon 5 on HBO, and it did really well. So that all gave them a little bit more confidence over at Warner Brothers to push forward with the project. The problem is that confidence has eroded during the strikes. Those executives have had way too much time to sit around sitting on their hands and to think about things. And now it looks like Babylon 5 is once again at risk. Now, I don't know which way they're going to go, because at the end of the day, some bean counter is going to get involved. They're going to do surveys, probably, if they haven't already, and they will try to get something they call metadata. This is something I have had to sort of really fish through with my looking at Stargate. Amazon have been going through exactly the same process with their plans to reboot the Stargate franchise. They've been looking at metadata. They've been looking at fan reaction to leaks. A lot of leaks have come through SciTrek, actually, about leaks about the new project, and if a new show was to be made or a movie, how would fans react? Now, I actually saw David Blue, the guy that played Eli in Stargate Universe, talking about this. And he was actually talking about how fans mustn't eat this project from the inside out, that we don't need division within the Stargate fan base. We need everyone to actually get excited about the new project and get behind the new project. Babylon 5 needs the same thing. It does not need people panicking before it's even been announced that it's going to be a woke pile of garbage. It doesn't need people saying, I don't want this. The fans of Babylon 5 should trust JMS, in my opinion. They should trust him to do something that will excite us again, because he made a classic sci-fi show. Babylon 5 broke the sci-fi mold and really did create the roadmap that sci-fi has followed ever since. And I wonder, can JMS do it again? I hope he can. But if the fans don't get behind it, and if the fans don't show that we're excited about this, it might not happen. So guys, get into the comments and tell me what you think. Do you see a division within comments? I mean, look at the comments on this video and tell me what you think. Or go back and have a look at a couple of my other Babylon 5 videos, and I think you'll see exactly what I mean. But do you actually think there is a lot of division generally in sci-fi? Is it actually people getting angry about these things, or is it just a side effect of the way social media works, that people actually enjoy getting angry about these things, probably more than they enjoy getting happy about things? At the end of the day, hating things is more interesting? Maybe? I don't know. But you get into the comments and tell me exactly what you think. Why is there this division? And if you are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. It really helps us out, and you'll never miss any of our new videos. Also, you can go to patreon.com/SciTrek, where most of our new videos appear first, and you get to see them without the adverts. Also, you can go to scitrek.co.uk, which is our dedicated website where we do articles based on most of our videos, and we try to add a little bit more detail and thought to it for you to digest. Go check it out. As always, please stay safe, and I'll see you next time.